It's all over. It is now.
Welcome to a View from the Stands podcast. This week we've got together to discuss final day drama, a topic that's quite fresh for Harvey. If you enjoy this podcast, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Spotify. Thanks for tuning in and enjoy.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of A View from the Stands after what's been a few weeks off for the podcast. Just a few things here and there where we haven't been able to make it, but your favourite and your dad's favourite football podcast is back. Let's check in with your dad's favourite football podcast. I think that should be the new tagline of it, to be honest. But, so what's been going over the last few weeks? How is everyone?
All good, thank you.
Brilliant.
Yeah. I'm trying to call back to what's happened over the last few weeks. Well, we might not be able to go back the last few weeks, but we'll talk about what happened last night first. I think there's a few of you tuned in especially to hear this, so we'll go over to Harvey Lawrence to explain what I may be referencing if you're not already aware. Harvey, you can take it away here, mate. What happened last night?
So unbelievably, Forest were able to drop out the playoffs. It's not for Forest, yeah. Where do you start? I don't want to bore people here, but fuck me. Like, honestly, I thought, okay, at the start of the day yesterday, I was like, yeah, it's a bit of a joke. Yeah, we could drop out. It's not going to happen. Whatever. Like, not even Forest can do this. No, we can. We actually can. And oh my god, when I just stopped, that last 20 minutes kept going worse and worse. I thought when we scored to make it 1-1, I thought that's that. We're getting playoffs. And then we just started conceding goals against Stoke City. And yeah, from there it was absolutely disgusting.
Actually, 4-1 at home to Stoke.
The biggest tragedy I've seen in my lifetime for a football club. My football club.
I love how you had to include for a football club in there, because if you just left it the biggest tragedy I've seen in my lifetime.
It was pretty much like, say if you went out on a night out, right, and then you're there, you're drinking. You throw up in the club, right? You're kicked out of that. That's a fucking start, right? And then you go home, right, and you throw up on the kitchen floor. You wake your mum and dad up. There's an issue again. And you're all sleeping on the sofa. The next morning, you get an absolute bollocking. It's an absolute tragedy of a night.
Where was that going? What was that analogy all about?
How badly you've messed up, really.
Oh, right, okay.
I just thought I'd put it nicely.
I did like that thing on Twitter where it said Forest had been in the playoffs since Boxing Day until the 91st minute of the end, like the last game of the season.
Yeah.
And they still didn't manage to get the playoffs.
That is Forest for you. Like I tweeted yesterday, we make the unthinkable thinkable in a very, very bad way. Like,
you did it, buddy.
How on earth have we done that?
What? Why didn't he just, like, even if they were losing 2-1, just shut up shop? Like,
put 9 at the back, mate. That's all you got to do.
Because then that would mean Swansea would have to score more.
And they did. They scored 4, to be fair to them.
I know. In the end, they actually did win, didn't they? By goals difference.
They would have, yeah. Anyway, like if we lost 3-1, we lost 4-1 in the end. If we did lose just 3-1, they'd have still done it anyway. But honestly, if you don't laugh, you cry. So, you know.
And you've done both.
Yeah. I was on FaceTime to Tom yesterday, and I was as red as Alan Brazil. I promise you. I was just fuming with rage. Like, you can't do that. But, yeah.
You know, sometimes it just takes everything into perspective. I was really pissed off about United. Have we lost someone there? Oh no.
Oh, he's back.
No, I was really pissed off with United dropping points to West Ham, but I mean, that's nothing in comparison. We went
should have lost that
yesterday.
Game.
I did win 130 quid because I said Forest finished outside the top 6 anyway. But
all right, then. I think we've had this conversation before about betting against your own football club. I think that's
yeah, I usually don't
know
because I knew I'd need it if we didn't get in the top 6, and it was the worst 130 quid ever won, to be honest with you. But you know,
we moved.
We did.
Sabri in, Sabri out.
Well, it's a tough one, I think, because
Sabri shake it all about.
it's a tough one. He has made some bad decisions this season, but he's also had some really good game to turn decisions, like Leeds at home, Brentford away, even Derby up to an aspect, but it was more Worrell fucking up. But to be fair, it's a tough one, but he has cost us a fair few points this season as well. And with our owners who are quite cutthroat, they won't take it lightly that we haven't got playoffs. So who knows? But I'm just sit on the fence for that one.
Well, how about everyone else's team? A few weeks ago, you might remember, just at the restart of the season, we did a predictions episode where someone might have predicted their team was going to go unbeaten. And they've done well.
It's not too badly, to be fair.
But they're not getting into top 4. How many games have they lost? 1? 2?
2, yeah.
2. They're not getting into top 4, which is probably about where they are, to be honest. Not top 4, but...
beat last season's points, though, so...
What went wrong?
Well, nothing went wrong. Just think.
Well, it obviously did, because you said you were going unbeaten and getting in the top 4. I think something went wrong.
We played Arsenal at a time when they were just hitting form, I think. I know they bloody lost to Aston Villa.
Hang on. Arsenal beat Liverpool and then Man City and then came to Villa Park, mate, and walked away with nothing. So, you know what I mean?
Anyway, Burnley, that was, I don't know what to say about that one. Was it handball?
I didn't watch it, mate.
Don't even know what it's...
We don't watch Wolves. We don't watch Wolves, mate.
Anyway, and then Sheffield United was annoying to lose last minute, but beat Chelsea on Sunday, be all right.
You won't.
You still got Europa League, haven't you? So if you win that, you get Champions League. So
chances of winning Europa League?
Oh, we might play you, Jordan. So we'll see.
You went beating United, mate. Have you seen how good we are?
Yeah,
recently?
You weren't that good yesterday.
all about the 3 games before that, we weren't that good. But no, we all changed Europa League, mate. Knockouts. I think Inter Milan will win that. With their side, with Conte. You'd have to back Inter Milan in that.
I was glad we missed them, to be honest. But
we got you semi-finals. Well, maybe got you semi-finals. So
we'll see. We're unbeaten in London as well since we come up. So
beaten in London, is that a thing?
Yeah,
it is now.
It's a good job we don't play in London, then, isn't it? Because
it's where most of your fans are from, though.
Oh, that was cheap. That was cheap. I don't think there was any need of that, was there? So we'll go to you next then. Great Escape, Tom, or not? Is that happening?
It's on, mate. It's on.
Disgrace.
I got the claret and blue flares ordered. They're ready. Oh, can't wait, mate. To be honest, I'd fully accepted. I think I even said on the recent podcast, like, we're down. I just think we're down. I think when we drew with Newcastle and lost to Wolves, I just thought, lost to United, I thought, no, we're gone. And then somehow, I don't know how, we just turned up against Palace. I know we got a little bit lucky with that decision. And Palace weren't great in all fairness, but you still got to win the game. And Everton, I thought it was superb. Came out of nowhere with that performance and gutted to concede that late equaliser and then did the job against Arsenal. So
only you can mess up now.
Yeah, mate. Thing is, Bournemouth only have to beat Everton and us and Watford to lose. That's very possible. And Bournemouth could stay up and us and Watford go down. But going to back the boys. Going to beat West Ham from staying up.
Here's a big question then. So obviously, Dean Smith, I've seen, he's had a lot of criticism because obviously people just assume they were down. If he keeps them up, do you stick with him or do you think it's probably time just to take it in a different direction for next season?
I would stick with him, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, he's got one season under his belt in the Premier League. He'll be more experienced for next season. There's things he might have got wrong this season that he won't do again next season. Keep building with that squad. Players like Douglas Luiz and Ezri Konsa have probably been our best 2 players since the restart. Build around them. Happy days.
Keeping Grealish?
No, I think after what he said after the Arsenal game,
he seemed like he was gone. Yeah,
I think something's been agreed. I did hear something. apparently he's bought a house in Manchester.
Oh,
Yeah, over the last few weeks, it's weird because I haven't heard a lot of talk about it, the transfer on a whole. But now I'm thinking it just seems more and more likely. I think more based on the United performances and their lack of, when you take one midfielder out, we look shocking.
Yeah.
I think the Grealish one just makes complete sense about now. I think it makes sense to Villa, probably makes sense to United. So I think that's probably something that would likely happen, to be fair.
Quite sad I wasn't there for his last game at Villa Park, but, you know.
He'll score one against you there next year when he's with United, so you'll get to see him one more time at Villa Park.
They won't be in the Prem, so I won't worry about it.
Oh.
That means you're definitely going to be in the Prem because we know how Connell's predictions go. So I'd take that as safety confirmed after that.
Get in.
Love it. And I think we'll finish with Alex then. So obviously you'd already won the league by the last time we spoke, but few on and off results over the last few weeks. How do you assess it for Liverpool?
It's a weird one because during the game, like against Arsenal, I was like, what? Like, I was fuming, but then they blow the whistle and you're like, well, nothing's really changed. We still won the league, but it felt more real last night after we beat Chelsea. That was when we lifted the trophy. That was nice to see, even if there was no fans. But it's pretty cool, I thought.
All I want to know is where they've been getting these fireworks from because they were loud as anything.
I know,
I was watching the game. Jesus.
Alex, did you watch the Leeds trophy parade as well, wherever it bloody was at their ground?
I didn't watch it. I had a lot of mates on Snapchat who was filming it. So look, there was more people at Ellen Road, I thought, than Anfield. It looked like.
Well, wouldn't be surprised because it's only recent, isn't it? I suppose that's what Liverpool's been done for a fair while now. So
they had an open top bus, didn't they?
Yeah. And
I find that strange, because they were discouraging fans, telling fans not to turn up at the ground at Leeds. And then they went out on an open top bus outside the ground. Like, what did they expect? Like, people are going to be there.
I saw Cooper was in bed with the trophy, wasn't he, and all that on Twitter. It's good to track Leeds. There were some great videos from the last week with Leeds and like Bielsa and all that.
Yeah.
I definitely enjoyed it.
Going to be all the sweeter when they get relegated next season, to be honest. Oh, so good. After we beat them at Old Trafford 5-0. Oh,
wow.
That's what I mean. I'm happy they've gone up, but I can't, if they come, when they come Anfield, more than happy to beat them 4-5 now. So
what's a shout he gets first manager sacked, Bielsa, because he's such a good manager. There's such a lot said about him. It's going to be one of these where he steps up to the Premier League, they start losing games, and he's going to be he's in apparently on his new contract he'll be within the top 5 most paid managers in the league.
One of the highest paid, he'll be.
Yeah, 7.5 mil. He's on more than what Solskjaer is, which is understandable because he's a much better manager. But so if he goes, that they'll be saying if they start losing games, they're near the bottom, coming about October, November time, they'll be saying, if you're paying this much for a manager, then you'll see someone like Sam Allardyce brought in to try and keep Leeds up. That'll be the case next season.
Horrible, won't it, after that? But
yeah,
it's a weird one because I can't see them keeping Ben White. I think he's going to go to Arsenal, Man United, maybe us. I don't know, but
I don't know. I think I'll stay at Brighton.
They've got that Matt Clark as well. Brighton coming back from Derby, and he's quite a good player, to be fair. So
they've got three.
They're blessed centre halves, aren't they?
Yeah. They'll try to get rid of one, won't they? Because especially with that sort of club like Brighton, when you've got that sort of talent, good money. Yeah. Someone like Dunk might end up going. They might be able to get rid of him for 30, 40 mil, to be fair. He's a good player, Dunk.
30, 40 mil for Dunk?
Yeah.
In this market,
definitely. Definitely. You're talking Bournemouth for quoting, they were quoting 75 mil, 80 mil for Ake last summer. These are the prices now, mate. Whether you it might go, to be fair, it might change this summer because coronavirus means teams have to sell. So you might see players going back for 15, 20 mil where they would have gone for 30, 40 mil.
I'm guessing Matty Cash probably will sell him for about 50, 60 mil then. Thereabouts.
God.
Jesus.
Getting ahead of yourself there. Right, should we move into the main talking point then this week? So this week we're going to discuss the end of the season. Considering the Premier League comes to an end on Sunday, Obviously, the Championship came to an end yesterday. We're just going to be talking about the whole feeling of what the last game of the season's like and some of our best and worst memories of the last game of the season. So should we start with, when you think of the end of the season, what games spring to mind for everyone?
It's got to be Aguero, isn't it?
It's got to be a...
Yeah.
As simple
No.
as... It's just simple. Yeah,
Nothing tops that.
But Aguero, just end of season, just comes to mind straight away. Nothing's going to beat that in terms of the pure...
Deeney comes close.
Yeah, but that was playoffs, and I know it's end of
I know,
season.
but it's still like, I have no connection to any of those teams, and it still like gives you goosebumps when you watch it.
Excellent moment in a game.
No connection. You would have been buzzing when Aguero stuck that in, so United didn't win the league.
No, I mean
Yeah.
Deeney. I mean Deeney.
All right.
The thing with that one is Watford didn't even go up that from winning that either. They lost to Palace, I think it was, in the playoff final. So
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
it kills it a bit, but at the same time, it's so good, like especially against Leicester. But
I mean, to be fair, City only ended up drawing the league with United.
yeah,
I think they should have gave half and half the trophy out. Goal difference should be used to decide the league. Only from that moment.
Playoffs with Swansea, we just
Yeah,
we'll
you
give
just
them
drew
a
it. That's all you got to say. You just drew it. Like, oh, we got playoffs, we drew it, but they decided just to give it to Swansea.
out.
I think it was fixed so they could get that South Wales derby in the playoffs. I think. No, I still remember that Aguero one. I think the most annoying thing that I remember about the Aguero one was that obviously United had beaten Sunderland and were waiting away, and then all the Sunderland fans started doing the Poznan when City had scored, like putting their backs and doing all of that. I've had a grudge against them ever since that day. So Sunderland, they've deserved everything that's come to them just for that moment. Embarrassing. I think they probably secured like a 16th place finish. Happy with that. Like clinging on again for another season, celebrating City winning the league. Low club.
There's always that weird club which we just don't like. Like for me, it is Reading. And yesterday, once again, they did it again yesterday. They went down to 10 men and conceded 4 against Swansea. So I absolutely hate Reading Football Club.
I'll tell you what, Joey Barton has a big part to play, didn't he? In the Aguero thing. I mean, getting sent off.
I would have hated him anyway, but
he played for City, didn't he? So it's, you could argue that he knew what he was doing there.
He was buzzing at the end of the game as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure there was things, wasn't it? He was buzzing at the end of the game with it. He was like, yeah, that's all right.
Say about there being a conspiracy behind that game, because there was Sean Wright-Phillips playing, Neda Manua. I think there was another player as well. And they're all
Richard Dunn was playing.
Yeah. So
if there ever was a game sponsored by Sky Sports, it was that game. They loved the drama. That QPR team, do not come. I'm sorry. Look at that QPR team. How did they go to City with battering teams all that season? They were really good, and then somehow nearly get a result against them. It wouldn't happen. I don't care if it's the Premier League. Sky Sports are we really need something here. Last minute, everyone's gonna be talking about this for years. We'll rinse it. So that's my conspiracy theory on that day.
People always forget as well the Balotelli, because that was his only assist apparently.
Yeah,
of his whole thing. And what an assist!
Yeah, mad,
crazy.
Defending's awful. I'm sorry, that annoys me still. Someone just go through, like Aguero, just dive in the way, please. Just someone.
As well, can you imagine Aguero had gone down then? If they got a penalty, the pressure on that penalty would have been immense.
You'll fucking feel, wouldn't you?
Who was in net for QPR? Rob Green, was it?
Paddy Kenny.
Paddy Kenny.
Paddy Kenny to save the penalty and win United the league. Neil Warnock's finest product, Paddy Kenny.
Before that, as well. I watched the highlights the other day, and he was
flapping and
Eddie's coming and he was flicking them over, doing this, doing that. Paddy.
He's one of these guys, isn't he, Paddy Kenny? He looks so much not like he'd be a footballer. Yeah, he just looks like, if you walk past him in the street, you wouldn't be like, oh, it's Paddy Kenny. I don't think even QPR fans, they'd walk past him in the street. I don't think they'd recognise him, to be honest.
I do think, like you said about Neil Warnock, if Neil Warnock was to make a dream 11, he'd have Paddy Kenny still in the sticks, I reckon.
100%.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
He loves
Paddy. Just fuming when Muscat butted him. That's what it was. God, so we've got any other games in the end of the season? What about your respective clubs?
I was going to say another one from you, Jordan, though, that you might remember. The Carlos Tevez for West Ham against United.
Oh, yeah.
What did he score? Was it a hat-trick or did he get 2 that day?
Didn't they beat us like 2-1 or something like that? They beat us because obviously Tevez scored in it. We'd already won the league by that point. I'm pretty sure though.
West Ham were down and out, really, didn't they? They going to Old Trafford as well. You think, but they somehow pulled it off. Carlos Tevez that day was unbelievable, and I think they had Mascherano playing as well that day. They had some good players then, West Ham, but they're just really not great, which is quite weird.
That was, I think that's a Premier League years one that always comes up in there. They love that one. Wasn't there also? Didn't there been one involving West Brom? Did West Brom not have a great escape on the last day of the season?
I think that's one of the best. Great. I think that's what it's called, the Great Escape, isn't it? Because I watched it not that long ago. There was like 4 teams all in it. I think it was Palace, West Brom, Southampton, and Norwich. That was it. All could go down, and I think it was Norwich, Southampton, Palace went down, and Baggy stayed up. But at the start of the kickoff, West Brom were bottom of the league.
Yeah,
obviously, not really keen on West Brom, to be honest. But unreal. The Great Escape. That's quality. That
I'd love to see it where teams start really competing again at the top of the league. And in the next few years, we'll get like a final day where there's 3 or 4 teams in the shout. Well, not 4 teams, it's probably, but like 3 teams, 2 teams even maybe in the shout for the Premier League, where it's proper, like they've got hard fixtures, changes all through the day.
It's a bit like last year when me, Tom, and Harvey are at the pub watching the Liverpool Wolves game, and the seeing all the see that Brighton scored after about 30 seconds. I was like,
and then Liverpool scored, didn't they? Pretty much not long after that, didn't they? Did they not?
No, Liverpool score first, and then
it was Mane, wasn't it?
And then Brighton scored, and then it was like the world was ending for about a minute and a half.
I think Glenn Murray put one in, didn't he? Put on my head or something.
I know City decided they're going to be them 6-5-1 or something like that. But that was good.
Leicester with Nigel Pearson, because they looked dreadful up until, I don't know, 7 games left, and they actually somehow got out of it again, like beat Newcastle. I don't know. That was the start of things. They had Mahrez playing quite well then as well, because that was when I think his first season.
Yeah.
Started playing, and then they just got going again.
Did they not? They might have stayed up though. A game, or did they not stay up like probably a game before the end of the season?
Yeah, it might have been.
I'm almost sure they won like their second to last game and stayed up then. But even then, that was ridiculous.
The team that always used to do it for like a couple of seasons was Wigan. Remember, they were always down and out, and they somehow last 5 or 6 games just won pretty much every game. It was like Roddy Jaeger, Franco De Santo, Sean Maloney, Aruna Kone.
I thought
2010, 2011, when Wolves and Wigan stayed up last day.
Yeah.
Blackpool and Birmingham went down.
I saw that Premier League years like a week or 2 ago, actually, that one. Because we played Blackpool on the last day of the season, beat them 4-2. I'm pretty sure Michael Owen scored. Which
Black went 2-1 up, I'm pretty sure. 1-0 up.
Yeah, they did. Charlie Adams scored or something like that. Maybe. I think it's like a free kick or something like that.
Yeah.
Who was that winger for you, Connell, with the curly hair that scored that screamer?
I was just about to say Stephen Hunt.
Yeah. Stephen Hunt.
Blackburn at home. I remember it was absolutely packed, and I can't remember. We were in the bottom 3, I think, or it was like 3 or 4 teams, and we'd scored, and we were like, "Come on, we need one more goal," and I remember edge of the box. Stephen Hunt got the ball, curled it. It was like slow motion. Top corner went past. I think it was Paul Robinson. I think was in the goal, and honestly, it went mental. It was only a draw, but that's all we needed. It was crazy. Yeah. It was ridiculous, but yeah.
So, have any of you actually games you've been to? So, last day of the season, have any of you seen a team win a league on the last day of the season? Actually, been there for it?
I think that my last 2 seasons. I think last season our last game we played Norwich at home, and they lifted the trophy at Villa Park when they won the league. Not the season before, but the season before that, we played Brighton at home last game of the season, and it was Brighton and Newcastle going for the title.
Yeah.
And I think Brighton were top at kick-off, and we scored. Well, Grealish scored last-minute winner to beat Brighton, and it gave Newcastle the title. So I think Newcastle fans like Grealish for that, but
yeah, they'll probably go back to that because didn't they go down on the last day of the season ages ago at Villa Park, Newcastle?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Mark hates Villa for some reason.
Yeah, because when they had Alan Shearer as manager, and they got relegated at Villa Park, and Villa fans put loads of banners up on the whole end saying "Sob on the time." I don't know. I think they just hold a bit of a massive grudge over that, but
maybe it's last day of the season. I think the emotions run high. So if you're in a game, I think this is the situation you got here. You're in a game where you're really fighting for something, and the team you're playing on, which is even worse when they beat you, they take points from you when you need it. Do you know what I mean? And then they're taking the mick out of you. That was obviously with us with Sunderland, like that Villa Newcastle thing, when the team who don't need the points take the points, and then they start rubbing it in. Stoke and Nottingham Forest.
4-1 as well. It's not like they scored the second goal and just held back and was happy to win 3-1. They wanted more goals. Well, I couldn't believe it.
It was with Barnsley as well. They would beat Brentford.
Yeah. That was down to Wigan. That was real. Like that because Wigan actually went down, didn't they?
Have you seen that bloody Barnsley player flossing?
That was awful. That was awful.
He's with Pompey, Conor Chaplin. Good striker, to be fair.
But they're not definitely safe, are they?
No, if Wigan win the appeal, then they're down.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Imagine they get relegated, flossing all over.
Mate, I doubt, really do doubt we're going to get out of that appeal because they're in big trouble.
Can we talk about that for a sec? Do you not think it's really harsh at teams who go into administration or something, get 12-point deductions? Like, it's nothing on the actual team or the manager or the players. Obviously, you've got to punish your team in a certain sense, but I think that's so harsh. Like,
I don't know why it's 12.
12 is so excessive as well.
12 to get them relegated. Literally, that is it, probably.
Yeah. The annoying thing is, though, why don't they just... I'd rather have just taken it off.
Yeah, straight away. So they know but I don't know. It's a bit of a sticky one, isn't it, for the EFL and the clubs and that. So.
Well, maybe it is actually done to relegate them because obviously money worries that they're worried that they'll be in the Championship again. But it makes no sense then because Wigan would be financially better in the Championship, wouldn't they, than what they would in League One. So
weird. I have actually seen, I'll tell you, end of season games. I've seen both Southampton and Portsmouth relegated at the City Ground. That's quite weird, being from around that area, and I saw both clubs at the City Ground get relegated. Well, they were already relegated, I think, both times, and there's no real feel to it. Like, the Pompey away fans just on an absolute piss up. Like, they were doing the conga down the bloody stairs, the old bell, and they're doing the conga. Just an absolute party. Had inflatables and all that. It was good to watch, but it was a pre-season game, pretty much on the pitch. I think we won 2-0. Dexter Blackstock, ex-Southampton player, scoring both goals, I think it was. And same as Southampton, really. Beat them 3-1. Bradley Wright-Phillips scored for Southampton. If you remember Bradley Wright-Phillips, I think he's retired now, isn't he?
He's playing in America.
He was at Red Bulls, I think, yeah.
But, I suppose his name came up on the last podcast, didn't it? Did it?
Oh, no, is it? We're not saying Bradley Wright-Phillips again, are we?
No, maybe I'm just thinking things, but I thought about... I swear we've had a conversation about Bradley Wright-Phillips before.
We spoke about
Harvey... Yeah, I was going to say, Harvey mentioned something saying he had a quiz question about him or something, didn't he?
Oh, maybe.
Sean Wright-Phillips, how tall he was or something.
Compared to Perry from Little Mix, wasn't it? Yeah.
I can't remember the answer. I think Sean was just about taller, I think. But yeah, and I've also seen another one. I've seen us go out the playoffs again at last game of the season against Leicester at home. 90th minute, Anthony Knockaert got ball squared to him. Leicester away and went absolutely mental. Oh, mate, that was another bad day.
Had quite a few of them, haven't you?
Yeah, we haven't been players for about 10 years, I don't think now.
It's a bit unfortunate. You were born after the time Nottingham Forest were actually good, so you've just had all the shit.
It's
good.
It's sad, but what can you do? Keep supporting this absolute clown of a club.
I've seen Wigan win the title on the last day of the season.
Lucky.
DW League One. They lost 4-1 to Barnsley that day. absolutely spanked about, and then won the trophy. Yeah, like they put what's it called? What's that I'm a Believer song? Everyone dancing, lost 4-1 to God, take me back, bloody hell.
So let's also touch on this then. A really important part of the last day of the season: pitch invasions. Where do we stand on the old pitch invasion?
I said that yesterday to my brother. I think I was saying the fact that there's no fans in the stadium actually made the players actually celebrate, if you know what I mean, because normally they can't actually celebrate because the fans always come on, they celebrate with them, but you actually saw the joy and everything like on their faces and stuff. But
rather than the depression that they got to be touched by loads of fucking sweaty blokes.
You see them all walking through the crowds and the security people trying to get them off. But I mean, obviously you want the fans in the stadium, but it was actually good to see them actually celebrating.
Yeah, in terms of pitch invasions, I think for certain situations, like I mean, going up, I think fair enough. Especially if it's like a club like Leeds, haven't done it in so long. Get on, get yourself on the pitch, enjoy yourself.
I went to when they got promoted from League One.
League One,
I just remembered, that was pitch invasion.
Yeah, I think relegation is a bit tin pot. Forest did it when we stayed up. But
I think we did it at one point.
Desperation to get on the pitch, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. So who's been on the pitch then?
I think I've been at 3. I think I've been at 3 at Villa Park, but I've actually never been on myself.
I went on at Forest Green once when it was a playoff one, only for the fact I wanted to get out the ground quicker. So it's just like walked over the pitch, right? Walked from one end down to the other. It's like, it's actually a quick way to get to the car park. So when everyone legged it on, just like walked straight. BT Sport were there as well. Wow. Straight past the cameras, just out the other end. Like, it's just a quicker way to get around and get out the ground, to be honest.
Actually, I just thought I've been on Tamworth's pitch when they got promoted. They got promoted to the Blue Square Premier.
Everyone was going mental in the whole of Tamworth were in the ground.
Pitch invasion then. Yeah, it's only about 10, I think.
They didn't get promoted, so they had a pitch invasion. I was obviously in the away end, and that was in George Elokobi was on our side, and he apparently gave the steward stitches. Like he got a fine.
Absolute beast.
Helped the steward out the way or something, and he had like a stitch in his thing when he was trying to go to the fans or something. So, but yeah, that did happen. There was a pitch invasion. That was horrible to watch because they're all queuing up as well. They're all queuing up in the 91st minute, and we had a ball in the box. Marcus Tugguy headed it, Reading player off the line. If that went in, that's unbelievable. Walking back to their seats.
You're going to have to fact check me on this one. I'm pretty sure it was the Watford-Leicester game with the Deeney goal that someone in a mobility scooter went on the pitch for the pitch invasion. I'm almost sure it was that game. I swear I've seen a video from the fans and everyone's running on and then this mobility scooter just comes mowing across the pitch.
It was, yeah.
Must be so annoying for the groundsman as well. It's like, get off. Got tyre tracks on.
What I don't get is why like the managers and players sometimes leg it off the pitch at such a speed. Like it's a mob of people who are coming literally to like attack them. I see it like managers like buzzing, and then the managers like leg it off the pitch, like get down to the changing rooms.
You see some players get you see videos online after people are on the pitch and they're like saying stuff to players and that, don't you?
I hate that. If you go to opposition players, you're a dick. Like if you pitch invade.
I saw one to Steve Sidwell. I saw on Twitter or something like that. Yeah, he said you ginger something else, but.
I just thought of another last day one. Do you remember the lasagna gate with Arsenal and Spurs last game of the season?
Yeah.
When I think they were both going for 4th place, weren't they? And Tottenham were playing West Ham, and they had a load of players had food poisoning. And go on.
I was going to say, was that the one with Bale when he's on Sky?
I think it was before then.
No, I don't think so.
I was going to say.
Yeah, I think it was like 2005, 2006.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Carry on.
Before that.
Yeah, that's just that. I remember that was quite a big one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That shouldn't be happening.
No.
It's the most Spurs and Arsenal thing, like a last day battle for fourth place. I know we're in one this year, but it is so Spurs and Arsenal. Like, oh, we came ahead of you by like one place. It's like this year when they're all like, Spurs fans are celebrating it because they came like, what's like the positions? Like they're like 8th or something, and Arsenal are 9th or something like that. Like,
I think it's
seventh. They're 7th and we're 6th, and then Arsenal can't jump them now.
I hate Arsenal.
Mate, you see this thing? It's like Mourinho. Everyone's saying Mourinho's took Spurs backwards and they're 7th, and everyone said Arteta's took Arsenal forwards and they're 10th. Right.
It's like, to be fair, like Ollie gets a lot of criticism at United, right? But Arsenal came ahead of us last year, right? We spent in the summer, but they spent 150 million this summer, and we might come 3rd and they might come 10th. I mean, that's like, I think you've got to give some credit in that. Or like with Arteta, I know obviously but we had a bad start to the season as well. We were awful. I mean, there's that graphic, isn't there? There was that TV channel. It was like relegation contenders, and it was like all the teams like Villa and stuff. Then there was United on it as well. Like, so I think we've probably done a better job than some.
If you get 3rd place this season, that's a hell of an achievement.
Yeah. I think people forget when Leicester won the league as well, Arsenal actually finished 2nd.
Yeah.
So not many people remember that because of what happened with Leicester, but that is, well, what a job Wenger did. That's what to get in the top 4 so many seasons in a row, and they haven't since. But what a job he did.
My mate who supports Arsenal actually said the other day, honestly, in his opinion, he really likes Arteta. He thinks that Wenger would have got top 4 with that squad.
Well, he did it with Leicester squad, if you think about it.
I think he would have done, yeah.
Because I think that's a lot better. Like some of the teams Wenger got top 4 with, that Arsenal team's significantly better. Pepe, Aubameyang, Lacazette. Like that's. I mean, I don't know whether this is Arteta's not done as good as a job as people think, or Unai Emery was that bad with that squad. I don't know which way it goes round.
I think they were pretty poor with Emery, weren't they, towards the end?
Or it's a bit of both, maybe. Like,
yeah.
So another part to the final day of the season is the fancy dress, the party atmosphere, but then also a bit of the deflation on the way back home after you realise your team's really just wasted a season, to be honest, where you haven't done anything at the top, not done anything at the bottom. You've kind of just been there, you followed them all season, and nothing's happened. So what's our overall feelings then trying to conclude it about the end of the season?
That literally no one replied.
Yeah.
I think it's just like the end of the season when there's no pressure on it at all. It's usually quite good fun. Like when I've been to a game where there's nothing on it for both. Well, I went to MK Dons game. They're relegated already. We did nothing. It was just really good fun. There was fancy dress everywhere. Big ground as well. They usually get quite a good turnout.
Lovely ground, MK Dons.
Yeah, really nice. It's like it felt like an American sort of ground, like a baseball ground. It's like low and like a bowl shape. So
yeah.
It was a nice ground and
nice leather seats as well.
Yeah, it was good fun there. There was lots, like I said, lots of fancy dress.
Sit down on an away day.
No, but
no.
I did before they came out, but not when they came.
Just a beautiful day as well. It's always usually sunny on the last game of the season. That makes it a bit better as well. And it's just good to watch the football and see what on earth we're going to do for 90 minutes, because you usually play some sort of weird formation or weird tactics for the next, like trying to try and error sort of thing.
The thing is, the people go, like you championship clubs can tell us, do people go to fancy dress like when you're trying to get promotion? Because the thought of someone not getting promotion but being dressed as like a bloody like Smurf on the way
I think that's a dangerous thing to do. It's a really dangerous thing to do. I think
sat on the train home dressed as a chicken, just like
just crying your eye.
Just got face paint on, dripping down your face and that.
Because if you get it, it's brilliant, isn't it? Like you're having a great day, but if you don't, you look like a dick.
No, I think it's a huge thing. I think the most times you see fancy dress are at Christmas time, and if there's no pressure on you in the final game of the season, or you're relegated already, and it's just an absolute piss up,
or a FA or like a final at Wembley or something.
Still dangerous if you ask me.
Nah, that's just Wolves fans, mate, wearing them wrestling masks. You've got it completely mixed up here.
Not me.
That's not a normal thing to do. Just wear your shirt, sit down, shut up. That should be the FA Cup rules.
a couple of years ago,
paint.
a couple of years ago, we had Millwall away last game of the season. It was when we got the playoff final but lost to Fulham that season. So we'd already secured playoffs, and I think Millwall was safe. And it was just, down to London for the day. People dressed like idiots, proper sunny day. I was burnt like a twat. Do you know what I mean? We played Mark Bunn in goal. Do you know what I mean? It was all fun and games.
We are fun from minute one.
I remember my brother went when we'd already got promoted a few years ago. We had Sunderland last game of the season, and we got absolutely smashed. But they'd already been to the Hexham races the night before, so they were already pretty drunk when they turned up. So it was.
They didn't stop the day. That's a bender.
Yeah, I know. It was like a weekend, but he said the game was awful, but they couldn't remember it anyway. They lost.
Lads.
I remember MK Don's away, and then some longest goal scored, and we all ran on the pitch like twats. Behind me, as I was going down the stairs, Mario and Luigi were following me down.
But you thought you played like Donkey Kong or something like that.
Yeah.
We're looking for the pipe to go down.
Watch out for the banana skins on the way down. I also just remember on the way out of the ground, there was some idiots playing some Forest song out of their car in leprechaun hats and beards and that. It's just, you see it all. You honestly see it all.
Yeah.
Sounds like the weirdest dream you've ever had, mate. Like,
Yeah.
I woke up, I was just at the Forest game, and I turned around, Mario and Luigi were there with me, the leprechauns by the side. We were running the pitch, Britt Ansel scored.
It's all fun and games. It is.
Except from when you got nothing to play for, it's 2 mid-table sides and it ends 0-0.
Yeah.
And everyone's bored out the freaking edge, like. And then you realise, spent all my money following them all season, and
we've got absolutely no content next season. Wickham away.
Yeah. God.
That'll be interesting.
Or when Steven Gerrard loses 5-2 to Stoke on the last game.
Oh yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I think that was worth a laugh. It was a good laugh, wasn't it?
Not
for you. It was a good laugh for everyone else.
He got himself a goal, didn't he? And he moved on happily.
Yeah.
They let him score.
Another free shot.
God.
See, we're not the only team to lose to Stoke like
Yeah.
God, me and you, God, we're in the same boat. Bloody hell.
Hate being our
God. We are fun.
Any other last points to make about the end of the season? Anyone got any really burning ideas? They got some real strong opinion about they hate at last day of the season, love it, or is everyone just pretty neutral to it?
Oh, should we talk about the lap of honour? Or
I was just going to say when the players walk around the pitch with their kids and stuff, and
you
everyone's.
stayed for that?
I have done, yeah.
I used to. I didn't last season. Not any hate towards the players there. Like I wasn't happy. It was just I've got a pub to be going to, that sort of thing. You know what I mean?
I do hate how long it takes. So they go off for like half an hour, and you're just like, well, what do we do now? And then they come back out.
They might as well just carry on, isn't it? Like at the end of the game, you catch most of the people. Then everyone else has gone home by the time that
the thing is as well.
they're walking
They don't
back.
even get changed. They've still got their kit on.
Yeah.
Mm.
And they get all their kids and stuff and their wives and stuff, and you're like, oh, who's that? Oh, I don't know. It was like,
I just stay for the wives, I do.
yeah.
To be fair, that's all the conversation in the stands. What's that so-and-so's missus?
Yeah.
Right, isn't she? How do you do that? He's shite. Trump obviously watched any of the games this season. Is she still going out with him?
She's only with him for the money.
As
What we all
say.
It's usually a kid which kicks a ball around for 10 minutes and he gets a hooray.
Runs up so slowly to the goal, taps it in.
I'd love someone to slide tackle him last minute.
Terry did that once, didn't he, to his kid, I think, or something like that? I don't know.
It would be Terry, wouldn't it?
His company, wasn't he? He's like slide tackling his little daughter, didn't he?
But yeah.
I wonder if that's always been a tradition, you know, that like always, like at the end of the season, or do you reckon it just got brought in like later on?
I don't know. I've ever since I've been watching it, I remember that being there. I think.
Yeah.
So I'm just imagining like Pele at the end of the season, like doing the lap of honour, smashing balls into the empty net, then adding them to his Wikipedia page as goals.
I think it would have been Would have been interesting if there were fans at the ground yesterday for the Forest game and seeing if they would have been last on or after. I don't think.
Can you imagine?
You can't.
5 guys left in the stand, like, cheering them on.
I don't think I'd have braved that, but
Like a Happy Gilmore moment when he takes his jacket and he goes, "Whoa!" You're not seeing that? Have you not seen it? Have you not seen it?
yeah, maybe, mate, maybe.
I was actually about to get mad. I think Adam Sandler joined the Zoom call then. God. It's like he was in the room.
Harvey, what? Like, just put yourself in the scenario of being in the stadium. What you doing?
Walking. What? When we lose 4-1 to Stoke?
Yeah.
As that Nuno da Costa,
No, you would have gone at half time, wouldn't you, Harv?
No, as that Nuno da Costa own goal goes in, I'm leaving.
I'm inside waiting out the flat, just waiting for the carnage to come.
Hug me. Nah, what happened yesterday was that da Costa goal went in. I went straight to the laptop. I went, well, that's that. Smacked the laptop, finished, and I got another beer. Carried on drinking because you don't stop. A beer seems the pain.
No, when the fun stops, stop.
When the fun stops, up the stakes, 130 quid.
You heard it here first.
Here's Forest.
Guess we'll just have to wait and see how the season ends on Sunday in the Premier League. Will Villa stay up?
We'll have
Will
to.
United get top 4?
No.
It's all very intense.
I've heard it's awards night next week.
And it's awards night next week. But first, should we get on to just a quick little update on the fantasy football, which has heated up significantly over the last few weeks.
It's looking good.
Tasty.
Have I lost my... Am I...
You're still
Can
top.
you not update yours? Am I still top?
Yeah, you're still top. You're top by 12, I think.
See my genius triple captain last night.
Wow. Alex,
Me and Conor are level.
It's going to be a good end of the season.
I see you down there, mate.
Oh, how many points between us?
There's about 13.
Like it's like the derby. It's like the Great Escape Part 2. Oh, West Brom.
I'm going to call it. It's got to be. It's a 3-horse race because
it is.
You take Harvey probably to have like a really, because you've got to win by about 40 points. You've got to have like about 40 points more than what everyone else has.
Yeah, I have.
Probably.
Have you got any like bench boost or anything left?
I've got bench boost.
I've got bench boost.
I've got
as
bench
well.
boost.
Alex, you got anything, mate?
We're all playing bench boost this week. Yeah.
I'll captain a random.
He's got hope. That's all you need.
I've got hope. Yeah.
I've got nothing.
I've got nothing to lose. I've got nothing to lose. That's more dangerous than anything.
I've got nothing left.
I'll stick buddy. I don't know. Grealish captain. That might be the one.
Nah.
Yeah, come on.
Grealish captain.
Terrible triple captain by you, Jordan, by the way.
Yeah, nice little 3 points for me last night on the triple captain.
I would have 3 points for you.
Dear, man.
Oh, it's a nightmare.
Mine wasn't any better. I had 2.
God. Yeah, it's
not.
nice.
The Wolves defenders did well for me.
Yeah. Doherty, he got 12 points.
I had Johnny as well.
I had Alexander-Arnold, so that was pretty good.
I had him on the bench last night for that.
Fuming.
I'll be top now. I'll be top of the league if I had him in the team.
I'm going to make my transfer now. I'm going to do it. I'm taking out... I had like McGovern. He's like the Norwich second choice goalkeeper on my bench. Because I've got a bench boost. I might as well put someone who's going to play in.
Yeah.
Oh, the Arsenal geezer. He's all right. He is Martinez.
Yeah, it's cheap.
I'll have him in. Here he is on the bench boost. Clean sheet, 2 clean sheets. It's going to go off.
Ooh, I would have gone for the City keeper, to be fair, against Norwich, but
that's exactly what I did this morning. I put Edison in.
No, it's a slight problem with old Man City because it's David Silva's last game.
Yeah,
he'll play.
I've got him.
Will they play Foden, or will they actually not start Silva and bring him on so he gets like a little clap and all that? And if not, they'll probably bring him off anyway.
Nah, they'll start him and then bring him off.
Like 60th minute, I'll probably take him off. He'll be like,
John Terry in when John Terry has to be brought off in the 26th.
Yeah,
the
game stopped. John Terry.
Tell you what,
I can't believe that.
It's going to be so annoying next season because there's 5 subs are staying, aren't they? So
it's dreadful. 5 stars.
It's not. I don't think it's definite. I think they need to vote on it.
It's not. Yeah, the league needs to
I
vote
don't
on
want
it
it to be. I do not want it.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll do an episode or part of the next episode looking forward to next season or whatever, and we'll discuss the 5 subs. Yeah. But I think for here we should wrap it up. I should say, if next week we're doing an awards an awards episode of A View from the Stands, end of season awards, wrapping up the season. I guess it's going to be our last one of the season. So if you have any categories or anyone who deserves a special shout out at the end of season awards, get them into us, because we're looking for the really wild categories. I mean, who's had the best trim this season? Who's wrote the best tweet?
Tickets are available. Tickets are available. £10 to enter.
Yeah. And in the Zoom chat, you can come in, spectate.
So Suits is the
dress code.
So better get dusting off the old suit then for next week.
Hope to win some awards.
It'll all be fun and games, right? So I guess we'll wrap it up here. So thank you if you've listened in. Thank you for listening in all season for all the podcasts, and especially over the lockdown period. It's been fun trying to bring them to you. We've had a few guests on. We've had a good laugh. And I guess we brought some good podcasts back. So thank you for anyone who's kept listening. Remember to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe to us on YouTube. Make sure you like the videos, comment below any suggestions for any future episodes, and we'll be back next week. We'll be bringing the season to a close. So cheers, lads.
Cheers.
Cheers. And we'll see you around soon.
Cheers.
That concludes this week's episode. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and like this video. You can also listen to our episodes on Spotify and keep up to date with us lads on our socials. Thank you for listening.
And here comes Hurst. He's got some dribbler on the pitch. They think it's all over. It is now.